Hello! The SEED team would like to introduce you to a new initiative called Pathways. Pathways are a tool that captures your specific co-curricular experiences throughout your college journey. This presentation will give you an overview of the School of Business's pathway and how you can begin to personalize your journey. So let's get started. So as I mentioned, your RSBC Pathway is a guide to integrate your academic, personal, and career development throughout your college journey. Just like your academic transcript captures your courses and grades, your pathway captures your experiences by attending events, engaging in projects and research, gaining work experience, and building your toolkit of career-ready items. Why? Have you ever tried to summarize all of the activities and experiences you are participating in during a conversation with someone? Well, employers want to hear about this. We recently spoke with some employers who shared that students are doing great things, but often have a hard time telling their story when they get to the interview. Pathways will help you curate that information and get an experience transcript of all you've done, which you can then use to prepare for interviews and even share out with others. Pathways will also lead to future digital badges that can be shared on your LinkedIn profiles, but more on that part later. The School of Business Pathway has 5 pillars. These are made up of activities to complete, some required and some optional, that personalize your experiences. The activities are designed to develop important professional competencies and provide networking opportunities to help you become more competitive hires in the job market. These 5 pillars are also part of your overall academic learning experience here at the School of Business and are linked to your Professional Skills Forum and Professional Development Strategies courses. However, some items may be fulfilled by work you are doing in another course or even taking a specific course. Other items are fulfilled by going to events on or even off campus, so long as they meet the criteria. So what type of activities might you encounter? Well, let's get a bird's eye view of the Engaged Raptor pillar. As you see here, there are 4 required items, and then you have 4 of the optional items to complete. Keep in mind, this is meant across your entire college journey, not in a single semester or an academic year. However, you could easily complete this in 1 year, especially since several of these items are assignments in your Professional Skills Forum 1 course. Note, some of the optional items will continue to be added throughout the year, so once you've completed an item, it is locked in, even if we make changes in the future. So how do you get access to this pathway and to others? Using the Engage Campus app, you will have access to your pathways. Simply log in to Engage with your NetID to see your paths on your dashboard. All business undergraduate students will be added to this School of Business pathway. But if you don't see this on your Engage dashboard, please contact the SEED team, and I'll provide the email address later. You may also be added to other paths as applicable, such as the Leadership path. This is a 3-tiered competency-based pathway with foundational pillars, followed by pillars that you select from based on the type of leadership you wish to explore, and then a final tier to expand that leadership into action. From your homepage dashboard, you can see which paths you have been invited to participate in. Click on the path and you will be brought to your progress dashboard. Worth noting on this page is memberships. These are the organizations that you have a role within. For example, if you're an e-board member of a student org, you should see that student org listed. This page shows your progress to date and details of each pillar. Note, if you have more than one path, you will see a drop-down box to select which path you want to look at. As you can see, this student has started on 3 of the 5 School of Business pillars and has an overall progress of 18%. Also on this screen, you can print your experience transcript using the printer icon. You don't see that here, but it is in the upper right-hand corner. When you click on a pillar title, you'll see the full list of required and optional items. This screen shows you the items that are needed to complete the pillar. As you can see here, the number of core or required items and how many options are needed to complete this pillar. It is very clear which items are required as they are noted in bold red. When an item is completed, you'll see the green check mark. If an item needs more information, you'll see an orange exclamation point. There are other symbols which I'll show at the end of the presentation, but I wanted you to see real screenshots of one student's experiences to date. By clicking on the item that needed additional information, you'll see a screen like this. It will tell you what is needed and provide a link of how to report it. In this case, it's a brief reflection. You can also look at the screen to view upcoming events that meet the criteria for this item, if that was what was needed. For this particular example, I'm ready to submit my reflection and I want to click on the big blue button. Now I see the reflection prompt and the space to enter it. Once I submit, it will either go into the inbox to be approved or it will be automatically approved. But once it's approved, I will see the green check mark that the item has been completed in my progress report. But when I click on the item, I'll also see this cute little congratulations notice. Please note that sometimes it might take a bit for the system to show it completed, even when it's an automatic completion. So if you walk away from your screen, when you come back, refresh it. Otherwise, it might need a little bit time, say overnight. Now, let's talk about how you begin adding your experiences and building your experience transcript. There are several ways to curate your experiences, depending on what type of experience you're adding. For example, attending events may simply be getting scanned in at the event registration table. If attendance was not taken or was done manually, you would likely want to submit a self-report form. Membership in a student organization or with a group on campus might be automatic when the organization adds you into their list, or you could also do a self-report form if you do not see that reflected. Adding in experiences that take place off campus will definitely require an experience form, or what we call self-report forms, and most of those forms require additional information or approvals. When approvals are needed, you will see a light green icon with an hourglass in it on your items list back on your progress page. So instead of the green check mark, you see this hourglass. So now that you have an overview of how to add your experiences, let's take a look at an experience transcript. Your experience transcript shows your progress and details by pillar. In this screenshot, you can see 3 items completed for career and professional development. The items are detailed with description and dates. It also gives you an option to print as a PDF, which you can then share with seat officers, professors who give credit for path items, prepare for interviews, or even just for your own record. As I mentioned, I would share the different icons with you. So we've already talked about these first 3 icons shown here. The fourth one, the red X, that indicates that your submission for that item was denied, basically meaning that the evidence wasn't sufficient to complete the item. In this case, you might want to reach out to your seed team or the other appropriate office managing the pathway to learn more if it hasn't already been identified. If you just see an open circle, it means the item hasn't even been started yet. As we come to a close, I hope you'll join us on this journey of curating your experiences. We encourage you to check out the other paths you've been added to as well. Some of our next steps are building more paths across the campus. We are also working on digital badges, again, that I mentioned, that we will connect your experiences in the School of Business Pathway to the specific competencies and skills desired most by employers, so that you can begin to highlight them on your LinkedIn page. But in the meantime, your seed team can certainly help you identify skills needed for specific career pathways. So schedule a meeting with them. Also, we are building a student advisory committee within the seed team to further identify items that should be added to our pillars. What else are you doing that we haven't already captured? So for more information, please email us at seed.team@rutgers.edu. We hope this presentation provided you with a solid overview of pathways and why you should build your experience transcript, curating your co-curricular experiences. We want you to shine when it's your turn to interview and wow your future employer.